cities designed to how a whispered phrase from an uninhabited planet somehow caused over 17,000 people to slaughter each other. Nobody knows if it was mass hysteria, psychological stress from decades. Something else. So many visits to the Thetis, and I still can't work up the nerve to play its final log entry. I've been warned that I won't be the same afterwards. Gunarsim. Before hyperdrives, generation ships were a viable way to colonize distance.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Our systems. Millions of people lived out their whole lives within self-contained societies, so their descendants might walk upon new worlds. The tragedy is that many of these pioneering megaships vanished entirely, never reaching their destinations. But some were rediscovered, usually because of listening posts intercepting their ancient broadcasts. There are various reasons why these expeditions failed. The Lazarus,
Disengaged.
now orbiting Viridnear 6, suffered mechanical breakdowns, whereas the Pleione, in the Hes-Ur system, had a population that only produced male babies. Most disturbing are those where the crew descended into barbarism, like the Artemis at New Cassiopeia C1 and the Demeter in the Mizuchi system. Along with Wolf's favorite, if that's the right word, these stand as horrific monuments to our darker natures. Lost generation ships rarely carry survivors, but that was the case with the Golconda, whose people now occupy an outpost on Epaniclis B3. So perhaps more living relics are still adrift in the void, waiting to complete centuries-long missions. Empire attacks Neo-Marlinist faction. Pilots Federation alert. Conflict has erupted between the Epsilon Fornarchis Empire Group and the Neo-Marlinist Order of Madrid. An investigation by ACT in the Madrid system confirmed that the Order of Madrid provided logistical support for the NMLA's Farport attacks. Their agents infiltrated other local factions to transport enzyme bombs to their targets. The faction has now renamed itself the Neo-Marlinist Order of Madrid. Landgrave Erastin Delacroix, its leader, has declared a revolution against the imperial family. From his flagship, the Steel Majesty, he announced, "The corrupted Vals will never give up their power, so we must take it from them. All those who seek to change join us." The Epsilon Fornarchis Empire Group responded by engaging their forces in battle. Senator Denton Patrias has ordered them to take revenge for the Nine Martyrs' atrocities. This is the first instance of a faction openly adopting Neo-Marlinism, although it has not been officially recognized by the Marlinist colonies. Minister Aaron White commented, "It's a lost opportunity that Landgrave Delacroix chose to aid extremists, rather than provide a political platform to the Neo-Marlinist community. I hope we can soon replace the cycle of violence with meaningful communication." Crashed ship of missing ACT agent located. Pilots Federation alert. The vessel of Captain Niam Sutonia, who vanished on an anti- has been found with its crew dead. Following a widespread search by independent pilots, Commander The Real Flame was the first to discover the wreckage of the Valkyrie in the Trianguli Sector GWWB-10 system. It was apparent that the ship crashed after sustaining weapons fire, and that all crew members died on impact. ACT co-leader Senior Agent Tanya Ramirez gave this statement to the media. "We owe a debt to every pilot who joined our efforts to find the Valkyrie. It's an emotional blow for us to lose one of ACT's guiding lights, along with her courageous team. However, Captain Sutonia managed to secure her mission logs moments before the ship's destruction. This allowed vital information to be recovered. We now have evidence confirming that a neo-Marlinist faction in the Madrid system was directly involved in the
Surface scan by 50%.
NMLA starport bombings. We have shared our findings with Imperial authorities, and the Order of Madrid is being investigated. Captain Niam Sutonia rose to prominence as part of the Tri-Superpower task force that eliminated the League of Reparation in 3304. The Imperial Internal Security Service confirmed that she will be posthumously awarded the Akanar Service Cross. Federal Congress grants
Surface scan complete.
emergency surveillance powers. Vice President Jerome Archer has successfully proposed a new public surveillance law designed to prevent future terrorist attacks in the Federation. The Domestic Counter-Terrorism Act was debated in Congress before being approved by a majority vote. It is considered to be emergency legislation that replaces
Orbital flight engaged.
all previous laws regarding monitoring civilian activity and intercepting personal communications. Vice President Archer, who personally drafted much of the new statute, announced, "This will allow the government to actively seek out any terrorist agents and sympathizers lurking within our communities. We will never again allow so many families and friends to be taken from us." Shadow President Felicia Winters responded, "Nobody wants another 9 martyrs, and it's vital that security is increased across the Federation. But this is an outrageous violation of civil liberties."
niedrige Schwingkraft. Treibstoff aufgefüllt.
Low gravity warning. Cargo scoop deployed. Sheet recalled. Cargo scoop retracted. Fuel replenished.
administration to grant itself access to every citizen's private life makes it resemble a dictatorial regime. VP Archer later confirmed that he is already working with the heads of security services on practical applications of the new law. As a former director of the Federal Intelligence Agency, he is expected to make rapid progress. Demands for Empire to solve terrorist problem. The fear of further starport bombings has placed internal and external pressure on the Empire to address the threat posed by the NMLA.
Frameshift drive charging.
Despite sharing intelligence via ACT, the Alliance and Federation have demanded that the Empire must do more to eradicate the NMLA, since it is imperial in origin and ambition.
4, 3.
Latest developments were covered by mainstream media channels. The Imperial Herald. In the Senate, Chancellor Anders Blaine reported that the Emperor has instructed him to present a range of options. Senator Lurkin Scordato has volunteered to visit the Marlinist colonies on a fact-finding mission to better understand the political character of the neo-Marlinist fringe. Ionakana. The entire system
Fuel scooping.
is still shell-shocked by the slaughter at Door's hub, a vicious stab at the heart of our glorious empire. In our opinion poll, 93% of right-thinking citizens would send a fleet of Majestics to the murdering Marlinists instead of some soft-hearted senator. Vox Galactica. In most imperial cities and settlements, anxiety levels remain high. The NMLA's ability to strike seemingly anywhere has rocked public confidence in the Empire's strength. Opinions on Marlinism itself are more polarized than ever, with accusations of warmonger and collaborator dividing many families and relationships. Galactic Mysteries, the Hesperus. Francesca Wolf of the Warglass Investigations Agency examines the Hesperus megaship and the Dredger clan that caused its recent discovery. When the Adamastor derelict received a strange signal, smart money was on it originating from its sister ship, the Hesperus. Both were owned by Azimuth Biochemicals and had vanished 200 years ago. After a united effort to decode and trace the signal, independent pilots located the Hesperus in an asteroid belt around the second star of the Perseus Dark Region KCVC-22 system. Like the Adamastor, it was devoid of life, but not alone. Alongside it was a Dredger, whose proximity had triggered the Hesperus's mayday. This
Fuel scooping complete.